Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday night. I hope I'm coming through loud and clear, and everyone can hear me. Let me know if I am. If I'm not, then give me a shout out over in the comments. But I think we're good. I see my bar moving back and forth, so looks like we're going to be good for tonight. And hope everybody's had a great and fantastic week. Maybe you got to get out and do some metal detecting. Maybe you got a chance to do all kinds of things and just enjoy some of this great weather we're experiencing down here in the south. And hopefully, everyone up north and out west, you're experiencing some good weather too. And you've been able to get out and metal detect as well. So we're looking forward to a great show tonight. And we're waiting on some people to get in here. We've got 28 souls in here tonight that have joined in. We got a big night, though. It's Braves opening night for us down here in the South, and we're tuning in. We're sort of watching the Braves over here on the side while this is going on. And we really appreciate you guys joining in with us on a Friday night. We're competing against the Sweet 16 NCAA basketball tournament, opening day for baseball. Like I said, the Braves. And so, yeah, we realize that it's a big commitment for people to be here on a Friday night. But thank you so much for joining. As always, hit that like button. If you like what we do, we greatly appreciate it. It helps us out with the algorithm. Like I said, we'd love to see every single person that's in here tonight leave us a like. We got above the like last time, Michael. We had so many people in here. And we are going to do a giveaway. But again, you guys know I sort of have a requirement before we do a giveaway. So we'll see how tonight progresses to make sure and see if we can get to that giveaway mark. But again, thanks so much for joining in. And let's bring in our main man, Mr. NC Relic Hunter himself. He's in here with us tonight. Thanks for joining in, Michael. How you doing,
Good
buddy?
night. Good evening, guys. Brian, don't you be looking at that TV screen if I
I
don't
had
get to
to
watch the Braves, you don't get to watch them.
I had to I had to log, I couldn't get logged in to my MLB account. So I finally got
Yeah,
logged in. So it's 1-0 too, by the way, Michael. So yeah,
yeah.
we're enjoying some baseball and hanging out with you guys tonight, talking a little bit of metal detecting. We got some special things planned for tonight. Michael's got a couple of segments he's going to be handling, and I think you guys are going to enjoy this. And we're going to talk about this sort of to start off the show. But let's shout out some of these fine people that are in here tonight, Michael, that have taken the time out on their Friday night to join in with us. And we really appreciate you guys being here with us. And thank you guys so much. You are what makes this channel go. And again, we've got a lot of things to talk about tonight, a lot of features and things that we've got going on the channel. We got some hunts planned coming up. Of course, we've got nice weather here in South Carolina. It's supposed to be windy tomorrow, but it's supposed to cool down, so that's going to be good. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So without further ado, Michael, let's go through and do a couple of these shout outs. We've got 30 people in here right now. So we've got Digging T Net, Digging T Neck. I guess that's what it says, right, Michael? Glad to have you in the house. Thanks for joining us tonight. There's Michael Martin 9541. Appreciate you being in here with us tonight, Michael. There's Mr. Old Pelon says good evening, Brian and Michael. Thanks for being here, Old Pelon. There's Tabitha Joy Parkinson. She says hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. There's Mr. Button Digger. He says, I thought I saw Bigfoot today. Turned out my neighbor forgot to shave his back. Well, that's a good one. I've sort of seen some backs like that. there's
Man,
Tesh, there's Tesh Ridge Digger in the house. Glad to have Tesh Ridge. We appreciate your support, buddy. Thanks for joining in with us. There's Jeff Reed. He says, hey, from Walterville, Nova Scotia. Thanks for joining us all the way up in Nova Scotia, Canada. Thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate you being here. There's Mr. Joe Dirt. Says spring is about to pop. Yeah, it's warming up for sure. There's Mr. Edward G. Says happy Friday, everyone. Glad to have Edward G in here with us. There's Mr. Keegan. Glad to see Keegan in here with us tonight. Says hi, everyone. Welcome, Keegan. There's Buried Treasure 116. Says good evening, everyone. Thanks for being here tonight, Buried Treasure. There is DK1 Detect, and he says hello to everyone with a wave. We appreciate him joining us tonight. There's Mr. Brian Thomas, says hello all, and hope everyone is doing well. Glad to have you in here with us tonight, Brian. There's Mr. Doug Atkins, says happy Friday, everyone. Man, I'm glad it's Friday too, Michael. I'm just like
Oh, yeah.
everybody else in here. There's David Link 9760, says hello, everyone. Glad you're joining us tonight, David. There's Aggie Hall, says it's Friday. Hi from Central Ohio. Glad to have Aggie in the house. There's Mr. Chris Engel. Always glad to have Chris here with us. We appreciate his support. There's Mr. Diggin' Dude in the house. Says hello, everyone from New York. Glad to have Diggin' Dude with us. There's Mr. John. Says hello from the Finger Lakes of New York. Glad to have FLX in here with us. Thanks for joining us, John, tonight. There's Mr. Ricky Bennett. Always great to have Ricky in the house. Thanks for being here, Ricky. We appreciate you, buddy. There's Detect Meister all the way from Ireland. We appreciate Detect Meister joining in. He's here all the time, and we appreciate that so much. There's Miss Jean P in the house. She says, hey all, Jean P 1303. Glad to have Jean in the house. We missed you at Dig Stock too, Jean, by the way. There's Clint H6750. Glad to have Clint with us. We appreciate you, Clint, joining with us. There's Mr. Spotsylvania Digger. And by the way, your package is on the way, and you should be seeing that maybe tomorrow, Spotsylvania. So it should be there tomorrow or Monday. So be out on the lookout for it. He was the winner of our bundle package from last weekend's show. So glad to have him in here. So we appreciate him joining in tonight as well. Trying to go through here, Michael. There's Mr. Matt there. He says, hey, Chris. Matt, Metal Detecting Texas. We appreciate him joining with us. There's Mr. Don't Tread on Me. He says, good evening. Snow is almost completely gone in the Berkshires. So glad to have Don't Tread on Me. Hopefully you can get out real soon and get to doing some great detecting out there. There's Mr. Drummond Detect. And we appreciate Drummond Detect. He says, did you say detecting ball? I don't know what he's talking about. I must have missed something. There's Dirt Hogs Metal Detecting in the house. Glad to have Dirt Hogs with us. There is Mr. Chip O246. Glad to have Chip with us. Appreciate you joining. There's Old Timer 5037. Thanks for being here tonight, Old Timer. There's Silver Assassin Metal Detecting. Appreciate you joining in tonight, Mr. Silver Assassin. Glad to have you in here. We've got Nose Digging in the house. It's good evening, everyone. Glad to have Nose Digging in the house. Appreciate him joining with us. We've got Dig 5050. Says good evening, all. Glad to have Dig 5050 with us. There's we said Chip. There's Buzzsaw. Glad to have Buzzsaw in the house. Thanks for joining tonight. We appreciate Buzzsaw being here with us. Try not to miss. I think I've got everybody so far, Michael. We got 36 in here. So,
Papa Vane.
But did I miss Papa Vane?
Yeah.
Oh, where in the world? He's not shown up on my thing yet. You must be ahead of me, Michael.
Nah, I think he just missed him. He's in. Yeah.
Well, we got to make sure we mention Mr. Papa Vane. We enjoy being with him, and his son actually sent me a very nice comment the other day too, when we right after we left from Dig Stock. So we appreciate that too. There he is, Mr. Papa Vane. Says good evening, everyone. Glad to have my man Papa Vane in the house. Glad to have him with us tonight. He says not baseball. He says detect ball. That's what he meant, Michael.
Yeah.
And the Kansas, they got a runner at first and second now, Michael. So, Kansas City's already on the bases. So let's hope they don't score. But anyway, so Michael, let's talk a little bit about some things that we got going on. So we've got a couple of new segments that we're going to unleash tonight, and we're hoping that you guys will go out and sort of spread the word. We are going to start doing a Relic report. And I know there are a lot of shows out there like that just do finds. And we're going to look at finds. But, of course, there are so many of you. If you started sending me all your finds, I'd just be overwhelmed and Michael would be overwhelmed. So here's what we would like for you guys to do. For for this Relic roundup that we're doing, you can submit a find to Michael, and I'm going to share all of that in just a few minutes as Michael's going to launch this tonight too. And once you share a find with Michael, Michael will go through the finds that are submitted from that week, and then he will pick. We're only going to pick one. We're maybe thinking about picking two. My camera likes to adjust whenever I put my fingers up, by the way, Michael.
Yeah.
But anyway, we are going to pick at least one or two finds each week, and we're going to share those finds with the information that you leave for Michael. So Michael's going to pick one or two of those finds, and we're going to share those finds on the live stream. And if it's something unique, and it doesn't necessarily have to be something glamorous. It might just be a mercury dime that you found. Maybe it's your first mercury dime. Maybe it's a buckle. Maybe it's a ring that you found or something along those lines. But we're going to share the information that you share with Michael on the show. So again, you guys submit the finds to Michael, and Michael's going to pick either one or two of those finds each week that we'll share on the live stream and mention you as a way of just reaching out to everyone and sort of showing all these great things that a lot of you are finding. Because I go out and find things, Michael goes out and finds things, and I see some of you leaving your comments over in the chat about some of the things that you found. So now we sort of want to give back, and just because your find might not get picked that week, we may come back to it the following week. So keep those things in mind as you send those things to Michael. And we're going to look for, all sorts of different things as far as what we put up here. But I think it'll be a great way for us to sort of share some of the finds as well. And I think you guys will really appreciate it. And so that's how this is going to work. So again, I'm going to let Michael do his first Relic roundup of our show. So we're going to start tonight's show with the Relic roundup. So Michael has picked two finds that were submitted to him, and he's going to tell a little bit about those finds. You must send a picture in with your find if you do this, and then also too send in the state that you found it in, the metal detector that you were using, and any other pertinent information that you want to share. And then Michael is going to share it on the live stream. And so that's how this is going to work. So when you do go to submit it, then share your name, the find, because we may not know what it is. We find a lot of stuff, but there's some things we may not know. So if it's something really unique, then definitely give a great description in there too, so Michael can have that information. Any other thing, Michael, you want to add to that as they start submitting?
And if it's a special find to you, it doesn't necessarily, like you said, it could be just a silver coin, first one you found, or one that's just special to you. Just share it with us so we can put it up.
Right, and if it's something that's special to you, then we definitely want to get it up there. And again, we're going to pick out at least one or two of these each week and then share. That's why we call it the Relic Roundup. So that's what we're going to be doing with this. We could have a whole show on nothing but finds, but there's just so many things to talk about. So we just decided we'd sort of narrow it down. But just because you don't get picked this week, that doesn't mean that you might not get picked next week. So submit your finds. Make sure you put your name. If you have a YouTube channel or anything like that and you use a handle, then you can put that on there too as well. But Michael needs that information. So when we call these out and recognize you, everyone will know whose find that really is. And hopefully you'll show up in the live stream in the chat to when we do show your find. So again, without further ado, let's start with the Relic Roundup. And we might even get a little jingle for Michael on the Relic Roundup. What do you think, Michael?
Well, you're going to sing it if we get one.
Well, here's the Relic Roundup, and we're going to let Michael take it away. Michael, here's the Relic Roundup, and Michael is in the house. And again, before we start, Michael, tell them how they can submit their finds. And read them off this information. I know I've got it blocked off right now, but anyway,
Yeah, guys, if you just go on my email, ncrelichunter223@gmail.com, and like you said, tell me a little bit what machine you found it with. If you want to tell the situation, like how deep it was, or the soil, or anything like that, and the state, um, just a little background story behind it that we can share online, and I'll check. And I've been keeping them in a file, and like I said, just because you don't get on this week doesn't mean you won't be on in the future. So, um, but yeah, send them in, and I'm excited to see what. I know we got a lot of great detectors on here, and I'm excited to see what comes in each week. So.
all right, so that sort of showed you how you can submit these things, and Michael's getting ready to take this away, and he's going to start with the first find there. Michael, I'm gonna go ahead and put you back up on the screen, and you can share the first find and who submitted this find as well. So here's the first find that Michael is going to share for tonight on the Relic Roundup. This is our first Relic Roundup.
All right, guys, this is a find from FLX Detectors. He's on here now. He found this in September of 2025 in New York with his XP Deus 2. If you'll look at it, it's a drape bus large set that was repurposed into a buckle, and that's definitely a unique find. Something that you may never see one of those again. That's a cool find. I've never seen one. Have you, Brian?
No, I haven't, Michael.
So that's John made an excellent find there, and probably one he may never find again. That's an awesome find.
Yeah, that is this is an awesome find, and again, this is Michael's segment. I know I'm in the background talking, but yeah, I love that, Michael. I think that's unique and something that I've never seen before. But a large cent made into a buckle. That's just so
Right.
cool. So congratulations, John. That is so awesome. We appreciate you sharing that find with you for the Relic Roundup. So, Michael, we got another find that you selected, and I thought this one was really cool too, and I love these. And again, like we said, share whatever it is that you would like to share. And here's the next one. And Michael, give them this and give them the rundown of who found this. And of course, I know most people know what this is, but maybe there's a few people out there that may not know. So share this one with them.
Yeah, this is a silver Morgan $0, and it was found by Neil Hobson in Connecticut, March the 22nd. And he said that he found it about 6 to 8 inches down with his XP Deus 2. And that same day, along with that, he found two seated quarters within 10 foot of each other. Which that's an awesome day. You find a Morgan, 1880 Morgan. He didn't say what the date was, but they were seated quarters
Yeah.
on the same day at the same site. That's awesome. But I think appreciate Neil Hobson. I found one of these before actually, and it's a big signal. If you're not watching, you'll think it's a aluminum can, but it's like I said, it's an awesome find, and to find two seated quarters that same day, that's an awesome hunt. Congratulations, Neil.
Yeah. Wow, that is a beautiful find there, Michael. And Morgan Silver Dollar, it's just an amazing find. And Michael, I'll be honest, I've never dug a Morgan. So, um, hats off to Neil because that's just a beautiful coin.
Right, it
Beautiful
is
coin.
definitely. Like I said, both of these finds were the Deus 2, and so we know a lot of folks on here use the Deus 2, but both of these were, and we had some great finds to start it out with this week. So
Right. So, guys, just to go back to this, Michael, tell them one more time how they can submit their fines.
Yeah, guys, send me an email at ncrelichunter223 at gmail.com. Just give me a little description of the item, what machine you were using, what state, your name, whether it be your online name or your actual name, and just a background story of your find. And I'll be looking forward to see what comes in every week. So
Yeah. So Michael, this is going to be a regular part of our show, and again, Michael did a great job of gathering those things together. And this is going to be Michael's segment. I know I'm talking in the background, but it is Michael's segment, and he wants to really showcase those finds. So make sure you give him as much information as you can about the find. I know he would appreciate that, and that sort of helps him to read off some of those things and sort of talk a little bit more about them. And if it's something that we don't know, remember, please please tell us what it is, because
right,
we found a lot of things, but there could be something that some of you have found that we have no earthly idea. For instance, like John's find, the FLX detectorist find that that buckle, we might not have known what it was if John hadn't have told us. Of course, I guess you could read some of the outside writing of it, maybe make it out. But again, there may be something so unique that we don't know what it is. So we appreciate when you guys include all of that great information, and we look forward to highlighting a lot of your finds on here. It doesn't have to be something that has been, recent. I mean, I would prefer it be something in the last year or so, but if it's something that's really unique or something that you feel is very special to you, then and just tell us when you found it if you do that. And we just want to showcase what you guys are out there finding, as a lot of you are great detectorists, like Michael mentioned, and a lot of you find some very unique things that other people can't find in other parts of the country. So it's a great time to be able to showcase those finds and put those things up there so other people
right.
can see them too. And if you got some special history that goes along with it, we would love to showcase that as well. And we look forward to all of your finds coming in. And one more time, just to share this up there is Michael's email address there, so you can send it to him. And we will feature that every Friday night. We'll have at least one or two finds that we feature. And for the ones that we feature, we might have a little special giveaway at some point for those folks that are featured. So again, you want to get your finds in there. This is the first one, so but we're going to keep adding this to the show and having it on here each Friday night when we're on here. So again, get your finds in, submit them. If you got something really cool that you'd love to share, then shoot those finds over to Michael at ncrelichunter223 at gmail.com, and I know Michael would greatly appreciate it. All right. Anything else you want to say, Michael, before we
Yeah,
leave
I was
our
gonna
relic
say
report?
I love those finds like that, like the repurposed buckle, made from the coin, because we think about it now. If we need something, we'll run to the store right up the road. But back then, there was no store. They had to make it themselves, and they had to use what they had.
Right.
And a lot of times we take that for granted nowadays. But um, we found items like that in the past. I know you found a couple of items that
Oh,
were
yeah.
made into buttons, and it's just neat to find stuff like that.
Right. It definitely is. It definitely is. So, Michael, let's now that you've gotten that segment out of the way, we also know Michael has another segment, guys. Y'all know what that segment is. That segment is the detecting tip of the week. So we're gonna let this is turning into a Michael show, I think, right?
I know you're getting it too much stuff, too much.
So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna share Michael's detecting tip of the week, and we appreciate Michael. And again, we're just trying to get some things in there that I think you guys will like and enjoy. So we've added the relic report. I was calling it relic roundup, wasn't I, Michael? You got me saying Relic Roundup, but it's the Relic Report. And then we're also going to have the mailbag segment. So you can send in a question to Michael, and he's going to pick one or two questions each week that you guys submit, and he's going to answer them on the live stream. So that is going to be the mailbag report, or the mailbag, Michael's mailbag. And he's going to answer at least one or two of your questions each week that are submitted to him as part of our show. So we've got those two segments. And then, of course, we're always going to have Michael's Detecting Tip of the Week, because we love hearing from Michael. And so let's share Michael's Detecting Tip of the Week, starting right now.
Hi guys, I just want to hop on here. It's not really a tip this week, but we, as you know, we're taking people's finds so we can show them on the show. And you know, if you make a great find, be sure to send it to us. I know a lot of people, they don't get to hunt in a lot of the places where we may get to hunt. I know Brian, you know, he's got a lot of old permissions, and he is blessed to have those. And not everybody around the country has those sites like that. But you know, finding silver coins, I love finding silver coins. Send those in. You know, it's we like to see them. I like to find silver coins just as good as anything else. And but anything historical related that you find, send those in. And you know, we'd love to see them, and I know a lot of the viewers would love to see them as well. But just yeah, send them to the email, and we'll take a look at them, and we'll get them put up. And I hope everybody enjoys them. I know I enjoy seeing them. And I hope everybody has a good night tonight. And I appreciate you sending the finds in, and we'll help you any way we can. Thanks, guys.
So there we go. There's Michael's Detecting Tip of the Week. Michael, anything else you want to add to that?
I'm looking forward to seeing all the finds come in. If, like I said, if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them. If not, we'll get Brian to answer them. I know. We'll answer them together.
The Detecting Tip of the Week is your segment, Michael.
I'm not talking about the tip of the week. I'm talking about the questions.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Michael, we got 49 people in here. Guys, we are going to be doing a giveaway, but the magic number, Michael, what's going to be the magic number tonight for us to do the giveaway?
The magic number?
Yeah.
People.
How many people are we going before we do this giveaway?
Well, we got 48 now. If we can get 60.
60. Michael, that's an easy goal. These people will be all in here on 60. We've got lofty goals, don't we?
All right, well, we'll get a 75 then.
Okay, 75. I like 75 better. So, yes, we get 75 in here. I do have a great giveaway tonight for these fine folks that are tuning in tonight, and we appreciate each and every one of them being a part of that. So, Michael, real quick, I want to share a dig that I had just recently, and it is dealing with the XP Deus 2. So I know most of the people in here that are Deus 2 users. I know we got a few other people that use a lot of other machines too, but a lot of people like the Deus 2. But tonight's show is gonna be mainly about the Deus 2. So I want to share a recent find that I had running 4.1 software. So guys, this is something that sort of shocked me, and then I'll come back and talk about it after we watch the video clip. So let's share that video clip real quick, Michael, and we'll be right back with you guys.
All right.
Okay, we're running the XP Deus 2 with version 4.1 software. And guys, I dug a hole that's extremely deep, and I had my reactivity set on 4 on channel 1 and 1 on channel 2. And guys, look what I just saw that I threw over to the side. You guys see it right there. button. It's a big old dandy button. Check that out. Big old dandy button. And that was hiding in here. And it's got like a little bend mark or dimple. You can see where the thing's pushed in. Man, why couldn't there be something on that? So this one, I could barely hear it. It was really, really low. But yeah, big old dandy button laying right in the site that we've walked 100 times. And so maybe 4.1 is doing something special. Because like I said, this one was a very suspect target, and we dug it, and we ended up with this nice little button, big old dandy button. All right, you guys got to see it. It's a thick one too, real heavy duty. So yeah, we'll take that. Okay, we'll catch you guys soon. So Michael, what did you think about that button?
I don't know how we missed that, where it was at. I know exactly where it was at. And,
Right. And that's why I wanted to do this show tonight. And a lot of people know that that I've said, and you've heard me say it, and I know everyone on here has heard me say it. What did I always say I felt like was going to be the benefit of this update?
The dual reactivity.
Right, being able to run two reactivities at the same time. And Michael, we all know that, being able to do that's going to help us with shallow targets as well as with really deep targets. This was the first time that I had run 4.1 on this particular site. And one thing that I found out was that you can adjust this thing to where if you take, I run a two-tone setup, which most of you know that, but I take that second tone break or the second tone bank, and I always jack that frequency up to where I can hear the slightest of chirps in a lot of these sites. So you heard me say on the video I was running 4 and 1, and by running both of those at, running those dual reactivities, and I was running Morph 2, by the way, too. So for anybody that's using audio, using the multi-processing, then I want you to know I was running Morph 2, but I had my PWM audio on both channels. I like PWM, and here's the reason why, for those of you that don't know. PWM stands for pulse width modulation, which means that you don't get those elongated tones like you would get with high square, low square, or square. It's more of a quick hitter when you swing over the target, so it's faster in a lot of cases. So I like running PWM. I like running two tones, and I heard this just barely though, Michael, because you guys you could see how deep that target was, but I could barely hear that. But also, I don't know if I said this on the video, I can't remember, but I was running the sensitivity up a little bit more than what I normally run it. I was running it at 95 on that find. And man, that little HF2 coil hit that thing, and I could hear it, just the slightest little bit of chirp in there. And I could also sort of tell when I turned on it, I could still hear the chirp, but I could also still hear all the other iron that was around it. And so to me, like I've always been saying, I felt like the benefits of this software was going to be the being able to use those double reactivities. And I want people to understand, I've been saying this since day one about this software when version 4 came out. And you guys that have watched this channel over and over and over again for these live streams, you've heard me say that too as well. Now, there are a lot of other great things too that you can do with this software, which you guys know I've sort of been on the fence about it because it is a learning curve. It's something new and it does sound different. But that was the first time that I actually felt like I saw the benefit in running it that way and being able to hear it. And I think that 4.1 is definitely an improvement over version 4. What do you think about what I just said?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, that's what I thought too. That the dual reactivity, being able to hear, your deep and your shallow targets
Right.
simultaneously. Um, and I'm with you. I enjoy running PWM, um, and it just to me, I think it's a lot of what you've got used to running. And I know a lot
Exactly.
of people, some people's have got used to running high square, and that's
Right.
fine.
And yeah, and that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what we've been saying all along that you can run high square, you can run a high square low square combination, you can run a
Yeah.
high square PWM combination. I think there are so many different choices to choose from that there's probably not one single thing that's going to suit every single person. So it's not going to be a standardized set program. And I would suggest for anybody that's trying multi-processing and running the stereo headphones that you do find something that agrees with your ears the most. And if that's the one that you find that you enjoy the most, then go with it. Don't let anyone tell you, hey, this is the only way to run this machine. I'm not going to tell you that.
What was your
And
base program, Brian, on that?
my bass program was actually it was two tones, but it was sensitive full tones.
Central.
So and Jean asked a question. She said, what frequency were you running? There was another variable that I didn't mention in this video. I was running 89 kilohertz, which I've never done on this site. So I did go up to 89 kilohertz on the multi-frequency. So we were running a higher frequency. But again, I've never run 89 on this site like that. And I've never set it up where I ran a 95 sensitivity. And I've never set it up running 4.1. So I think you start adding all those things together, and we pulled out a find, and there's a lot of people that have hunted that site with me, and they know exactly where this was, and they know how many times you've been over it, I've been over it, a few other people that we know have been over it, and how can you miss a dandy button, Michael? I mean, that was a $half size button laying in there,
That's a
and
big buck.
that's what made me realize right then and there that 4.1 has definitely been an improvement over 4.0, or at least that's what I saw. So I think that's a great testament to what XP has done with version 4.0 to version 4.1. Just because I mean I could hear that. I don't know that I would have heard it with 4.0. I can honestly say this, Michael. I don't know that I would have heard it with any other machine. And I mean that honestly. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Well, I know we've walked over it with a lot of different machines,
Right,
and apparently we missed it, or we didn't walk over it, or we couldn't hear it with the other
right.
machine.
So Don't Tread on Me says just set up a couple of presets with the new software reactivity point 0.05, which is that. Hey, I like that. I like that idea. And 4. So he was doing basically the same thing that I was doing in deep, high conductor and sensitive full tones, high square tones, and pitch 2. Um, you know, whatever agrees with what you like to hear, that's going to be where I think you should go. I mean, if you're used to, and of course, again, I cut my teeth on pitch, and I cut my teeth on PWM. I mean, when I had my original Deus, those were the two things that I really sort of revolved around. Now, two tones and sensitive full tones. I like sensitive full tones as the base program, but I like being able to. I don't run full tones. I run two tones because a lot of our sites are mainly iron, and it's nice to be able to pick through that iron because it's mainly a beep and dig type situation in a lot of those cases because there's not really a ton of modern trash that we're dealing with. So it's either iron or it's something really good, right, Michael?
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, there's not a lot of modern trash there, definitely. Um,
Yeah.
so most of it is if you get a high tone, it's going to be something older anyway.
Right. And so Digging Dude says he's really been enjoying 4.1, and I think 4.1 is a big improvement. He's running Morph 1, which I think Morph 1 really helps you out with the deeper targets from what's on XP's site. Now, I like Morph 2 because a lot of my targets I think are being masked by shallow iron. So a lot of our targets aren't really that deep. So I've been running Morph 2, which I like a lot, and it tends to work really good. Now you can add that chorus effect to it too, Michael. And I know Digging Dude loves the chorus effect that goes along with it. Um, again, it's what your ears are going to be used to and what you prefer more so than anything that I can tell you. And I would say just go out and use it. Go out and use it and get familiar with it. Run it through a test garden if you have one, or just take a couple of targets out in your backyard and just swing over them and see what they sound like, and maybe do some mixing of targets and that kind of stuff, and get an idea or get a feel for what you're hearing, and then take it out and run it out in the field. And again, you guys know, I mean, we test these things, but we also go out in the field and see if what we're seeing with some of our tests is matching up with what we're seeing out in the field as well. And so that's just a great opportunity. Michael, what you want to say? I can tell you want to say something.
I was going to say, there's a question for you right there. What's your preferred shovel you all for uh, digging dirt?
For digging in our dirt?
Dirt
Ooh,
digging in.
dirt
Yeah.
digging.
Yeah.
Well, Michael, you know what my preferred shovel is, and it's been that way for almost 8 years. Guys, I have a shovel that you can buy on Amazon. What, $60, Michael? The Root Slayer shovel, which is, it's a heavy shovel. I'm going to go ahead and say that. The reason why I use a heavy shovel is because I've got a knee that's tore all the pieces, which I probably need to have surgery on it, and I haven't done it. But I like the weight of that to being able to cut through the roots that I dig in, and I don't have to push down with my knee as much. So that's really the reason why I like the Root Slayer. But the Root Slayer, for the conditions that we dig in, I think really, really, really does a great job in our situations, doesn't it, Michael? I know you started using it a lot more too.
Yeah, I use it, and it's a great shovel. It's got weight to it, like you said. And I know you like to kind of slam it down
Oh
and
yeah.
dig it. And
Well, I use more of my shoulders, and you guys can
yeah,
tell my shoulders are sort of broad, so I use my shoulders to push down and use my arms more so than anything. And that shovel just does a good job. The round handle on it actually allows you to get more leverage, I believe, too, on roots and other things too. And we dig in the woods constantly, so that's
right.
why I like that shovel. So, but thanks so much for the question. Austin Bradley says, if your detector has a software update and you don't update, am I missing out on targets? Uh, well, in this case, you might be. I mean, I'm just going to be honest from what I saw the other day. If you have a Deus 2 and you haven't updated to 4.1 and don't have the stereo headphones, I've seen this situation like what I just showed on this video. I don't know that I would have heard that with the old software. I mean, that's what I believe. Now, I didn't have 3.1 out there, but I just honestly don't believe I would have heard that target because I had the stereo headphones. And again, you're getting it in both ears, and you
Right.
can adjust it how much you want to go into each ear by moving up the slider, however you want it to do. So it's at 50-50, but you can adjust it to where you can get 70%, 100%, however you want to do it. And I just don't believe I would have heard that dandy button that was buried that deep if I hadn't had 4.1 software. So, but Austin, I don't know what machine you're using, but Some machines haven't had a lot of updates. I know a lot of the Mind Lab machines haven't had a lot of updates. The Legend 2, which was just introduced, didn't have a ton of updates. The Legend 1 has had some updates, but there's some versions of some software that I prefer over others. But in this case, I think that 4.1 is finally starting to come around, and I'm starting to see. I saw the benefits of it last weekend for sure. Go ahead, Michael. What were you wanting to say?
Oh no, I was just reading some of the comments.
Yeah, sometimes I believe it's about the atmosphere and weather. Yeah, that's true too. Soil conditions and all those kinds of things can change that can allow you to hear a target that maybe you didn't hear, or maybe you walked over a couple of times. So all that's true. I'm just basing it off of what I know about the Deus 2 and what we've seen. So yeah, the low reactivity and being able to run the fast reactivity all at the same time really enhances that machine. And it's something that no other manufacturer has out there, right, Michael?
That's right. Yeah, I mean it's going to take some time to learn it, but I think there's some benefits to it for sure.
Right. Digging Dude says, Brian, on your channel, two tones. What frequency is your non-ferrous tone? My non-ferrous tone is exactly what you said there, Digging Dude. It's in 910. Sometimes I'll run 921, but usually it's 910 or 921 on that second tone. And that really will make those targets sort of chirp and beep at you, especially running PWM. And you might be able to run it in pitch, but I don't know. I still like PWM doing that as well. So yeah, I like 910 or 921. Don't you, Michael?
Yeah, I run mine 910.
Right.
Yep.
Ferris Grump says, I use the Gravedigger Nemesis, and unfortunately, they no longer make those shovels. Well, hey, if you got a shovel you like, shovels, again, are personal preference in a lot of ways. Michael and I are like shovel nerds, aren't we, Michael?
Yeah, I got a ton of them.
Yeah, I know. And we've got Excalibur shovels, we've got
Yep.
Les shovels, we've got Predator shovels, we've got Root Slayers, we've got them all, and there's just so many good ones that are out there. Excalibur Cirque 40 inch. We like a long shovel too, and I like it because I'm an old guy, Michael, and I don't like to bend over that much.
Yeah, we've got that same shovel there. So
Yeah, don't tread on me. Says I've had my Root Slayer with knob handle for probably 7 years now, completely warm, round, and smooth, and it is a perfect walking stick when I'm bushwhacking. Right, I love my Root Slayer, I really do, and I got Michael hooked on it too, so he likes it. Again, a lot of good things with those different types of shovels. So, Michael, what are you thinking about 4.1? Do you I mean, I know you've heard me talk about it, but do you see this machine progressing maybe a little bit beyond maybe some of the other manufacturers as we move forward?
well, I know they have had stereo headphones in the past, but not with this many settings. I don't think, as far as adjustability. Um, I do think there's a lot of directions they can go with the software, and I'm kind of excited to see what they're going to do in the future. As far as the different tones and everything that they're implementing in with it. So, um, yeah, and we've already saw that using the dual reactivity is it's a game changer in some places that's really been hit hard, that you've only had one reactivity there. So because I mean, like I said, that button, I don't know how we missed that. We went over that. There's no telling how many times we walked that area, but um, so this could unlock some targets that were missed in the past.
Right. Well, you guys know, most people I've always perceived when you got a small coil that it's not going to be as deep as a larger coil. We've always been told that.
Yeah,
But Michael, I'm not seeing that with this HF2 coil.
no, definitely not. That's a deep coil for its size. I mean, we've dug targets 12 inches deep easily.
It's small but mighty, Michael. It just is. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've just been blown away by the depth of that. And, now that I can really adjust the reactivity, to sort of match up with some of the sites that I'm hunting. And of course, sometimes maybe you would miss a deeper target in some cases. But 4.1, again, I'm going to keep saying this, but 4.1, you're going to have to play with it yourself and you're going to have to figure out what works. I think they've done a good job with this. Like I said, you guys know, and I've said this on our channel, I was sort of on the fence a little bit as we sort of have kept moving through this. I would run it, and then I wouldn't run it. I would run it, then I wouldn't run it. But after what I saw this past weekend with that target, that sort of changed my perception on what I feel about this software and where it's headed. So if you're not seeing some of those results at this point, I would say don't give up on it. Try some other things, find some things that agree with you. Watch, watch our channel, watch some other channels if you need to, but figure out what's going to work for you, and then take it back out there and keep trying because I do believe that they are starting to round this thing out. And I think I even said this at one point, as these updates come, then gradually this thing's probably going to get better. And that's what we're seeing at this point. I think we're seeing this software sort of progress and evolve into a much better platform that all of us can use. Now, it is a learning curve, and you've got to decide, whether, hey, do I really want to go through the pain of trying to learn this? But I think if you do learn it, I think it will benefit you in a lot of ways on down the road. So just be patient with it. And I've said that quite a few times too. And enjoy metal detecting. Don't let it stress you out. If it is stressing you out, then turn it off. Don't use it and run the way you have been. But if you want to try something that I think is going to help us on some, especially on some of these beat up sites, then try it. I think you'll be impressed with what you see once you learn it and get familiar with it. I really do, and
Yeah.
I've
I do
started
too.
believing that too. Yeah, I mean, it's it's just one of those things. It takes time to get everything right. Yes, and it is. Jeff, the Detecting Channel says, I've always heard it. Yes, after it rains, it really will enhance the conductivity of non ferrous targets in the ground, too. So, yeah, you can go in after a rainstorm and it can definitely help you with that. Papa Vane says the Manicore, he says he needs post hole diggers. And the Manicore is a deep machine, too. And we're never going to say, and we said this last weekend on our show, Michael. What did we say? All these machines are what?
They're deep,
They're
even
deep, right?
mid range,
Yeah, they're all focusing on depth, and that's great. But I focus on separation more so than depth. So, but again, I think XP's on the right track, and we'll see what happens with this. Yes, Ain MC74 says he has a few detecting spades here too, and they come in very handy in his vegetable garden. Right? Yeah, when
yeah,
you're doing other things too, these metal detecting shovels can really be handy.
that's
Drummond
right.
Detect says less soil means less work to get deep. Large coil means soil to process. True, so true. And he says small coil has less work to get through. That's true. True, you got a bigger area you're covering. This HF2 coil has got depth to it. Um, Dirt Devil Detecting says, I plan on spending some time in the test garden with it tomorrow. Dirt Devil, I don't think you'll be disappointed at all in what you see, but set it up the way that you like it. That's my main suggestion to anybody, and just go out and enjoy it. Digging T-necked says, looking to get a Barracuda shovel. So, uh, Barracuda shovel. And he says, good show. Do the lower cost stereo headphones sound good? Plenty of sharp nuances. Yes, and that's what I've been running. The
Yeah,
lower cost WSA2 STs. Those headphones work really well. And the only problem, and Michael and I have pointed this out too. Michael, what's the problem with those headphones?
They hurt the top of your ears after a
Yeah.
while. They
Yeah.
rub the tops of your ears.
Right.
So.
Joe Dirt says, I wish XP would do a manual for the multiprocessor stuff. So you're slowly starting to see some videos coming out. Michael Eckers, who was on here, has put out a couple of really good videos. Go back and watch our live stream that we did about a month ago with Michael. We addressed a lot of issues with multiprocessing. He can sort of walk you through some of those things. And we talked. It's probably, to me, it's one of our best live stream videos that we've done, where we actually got into some of the nuts and bolts of multiprocessing. And it's like I said, it's what should have been done when this thing was released. But Michael came on here with us and helped us with that. So go check out that live stream if you want to learn a little more about multiprocessing and what some of those things sound like. And Michael did a great job, and we appreciated him taking the time out to do that. And like I said, Michael does a fantastic job for XP. And also, too, one thing I did want to mention is that if you have not gone over to XP's channel or XP's website, go check out that too. There is some great information over there too that you can look at. But those places are the places that I would go to if I was learning any of this stuff about multiprocessing, as Michael has done a great job of being able to display a lot of that stuff. In fact, he just put up a video on dual axis. So if you are interested in dual axis with the non-motion Ferris on there, then go check out his latest video on XP's site and on the XP YouTube channel, as Michael does a great job explaining that. And Michael's a good friend of ours, so we're always glad to share his stuff on here as well. So yeah, we got 64 watching, Michael. I don't know, Michael. I don't know if we can get to 75. We're at 64. What the heck? Yeah,
better.
yeah. But we got other stuff to talk about, Michael. So we've spent a little bit of time talking about 4.1, but we'll get back to that in just a second. So, but we got to share our other news segment tonight, Michael. What's that segment called, Michael?
Is it Michael's Mailbag?
Michael's Mailbag tonight. So again, like we featured earlier, we did the Relic report. Now we've got another segment that we're going to do, and it is called Michael's Mailbag, or the Mailbag, however you want to say it. And you get to submit a couple of questions to Michael, and he chooses some of those questions that he's going to answer live tonight. So without further ado, and Michael, I'm not going to say anything this time. This is all you. This is all you, okay? So let's get to the mailbag for Michael tonight. So let's flip over there to the mailbag. If you are interested in submitting a question for Michael to answer, metal detecting related, you might some people might want to know how they can look as good as you, Michael. That might be one of those mailbag questions. What do you think?
I doubt that.
So let's get to Michael's mailbag tonight, and this is Michael's segment, and he's going to tell you how you can submit. And here we go. So here's Michael's mailbag tonight, and this is all you, buddy.
Okay, guys, we had a question, and it was from Michael Martin, and he was on here earlier. I hadn't seen him lately. He said, "Hey guys, I love detecting the beach, but when I watch your videos and see you find old colonial or Civil War relics, I ask myself this question: How do you ask a property owner for permission to hunt the area? Do you offer them any of your finds?" And I think, I mean, you've seen in the videos, we give most of our finds that we do find to the landowner, but if I'm going to an area and I know there's a lot of history there, I like to look up the history of the property, so you can share it with the landowner. Sometimes they know the history of the property that they're on, and sometimes they don't. And a lot of times you'll find that they're interested in finding out more. And also the fines, we offer to give them the fines, and a lot of times they don't want them. They say you can keep them, but they're still interested in knowing what they are. And some of the fines, when you go back, you research them, you can show them and tell them what it is. They're interested. You'll find out that they're interested in the history of their property, just like you are. And um, a lot of these landowners, if they see that you're serious about the history and preserving it, they'll share it with their neighbors there, and a lot of times that'll lead to you getting more permissions in that area. So just be respectful of their land and ask them and show that you're serious about the history there and that you want to preserve it. And that's basically the route that I think me and Brian use, and it's worked pretty well. Most of the people we talk to, they're interested in the history of the area. So um, that's what I would try. Research your area you go to, and share the history with the landowner. Get them involved, basically. So anyway, I hope that helps. And guys, if you have any questions for me or Brian, I can share it with Brian and he can answer them. But send me an email at ncrelichunter223@gmail.com, and we'll do our best to answer them, no matter what it is, if it's a metal detector related or anything else. But just give us a holler, and we'll do our best to answer it. You there, Brian? Are you watching?
I was watching the Braves. It's 4-0.
I know.
Braves.
I knew. I figured that's what you were doing.
I'm just messing with you, Mike. Austin Bradley said, "Hey, should I hide my tattoos when I ask someone for permission?"
Well, I mean, today, most people have tattoos. So
Yeah.
I don't know that that's going to hurt you either way. So I wouldn't think so.
Right.
You know,
And who submitted that question, Michael? Tell us again.
it was Michael Martin.
Okay, Michael Martin. Okay, and thank you, Michael. If you're still on here, hopefully you saw the answer to your question. And again, guys, you can submit those questions to Michael, and Michael will pick one or two of those questions and answer on the live stream. So I know a lot of you get to ask questions while we're on the live stream, but there may be something that maybe you forget about, or something that you really want to know, and it gives us a chance to focus on them and sort of give you some of our insight to some of those things, like asking permissions, which, I know a lot of people are going to tell you a lot of different things about how to ask permission. But if you want to see our insight, Michael just shared that. And again, we love sharing information. That's we're not gatekeeping anything. We try to give guys all kinds of information that they can take out and use, even asking permissions, shovels, all these other things that we've talked about tonight. So we want to be able to do that. And we hope you guys enjoyed the mailbag segment. So just remember, we're going to have all of these segments available for each live stream: the mailbag segment, the Relic report, and then, of course, we're always going to have Michael's detecting tip of the week. But we're going to have those two things. Those are two new things that we've added to the show. And we hope some of you guys will participate and share that stuff with Michael, and give Michael the chance to pick out some of those things as well, and get your fines up there and get your questions answered. For maybe we miss a question in the live stream. You never know. So there we go. Digging Dude says, "I think Brian wants Michael to do more so he can disappear and watch the Braves." No, that's not true. That's not true. We're just trying to add things to the show that we know you guys will appreciate and enjoy, and try to make this show just a little more interactive as well, as we feel like our show is one of the most interactive on YouTube as far as metal detecting live streams. And you guys do a fantastic job of showing up every Friday night and being here and supporting us in what we do. And we love sharing information and just having a good time hanging out with you guys. So thank y'all so much. Um, Papa Vane says, I think you're on to something there, Deacon Dude. Well, it's a commercial on right now, Michael. So-
What'd you say? If we got to 65, you're gonna do a giveaway?
No, we said 75. We're at 67 right now. Some of y'all better get your wife and children to go and log on. We're not going to get to 75. So we try to have a goal every Friday night too to do a giveaway, which you guys know that by now. But we have been up to 100, and we appreciate that. When we get to 100, we might do a big giveaway if we got to 100 tonight. But we're running out of time. We've been on here for over an hour now, Michael. So
Yeah.
we might not get to 100, but we can get to 75. We're at 67 right now. So Bubba Smith says, "What's up? Glad to have Bubba in the house." So Michael, let's go back and talk a little bit. I know we've really sort of delved into 4.1 software. Um, what are you going to try, Michael, that you think might work maybe a little bit different from what I've suggested? Is there anything else that you could see that you might try to use on your sites to maybe enhance 4.1 to make it to where you could go back to a beat up site and actually maybe find something?
Well, I like the dual react feature, like you said, and morph too seem to be working well. As far as the tones, I can see. I've watched some of the videos on. I can see where you can, as far as being able to hear deeper targets
Right.
versus shadow with the morph feature. I need to play around with that, and that could have, if you're hunting in a trashy area, I can see where that would be real helpful.
Okay. All
So
right. What do you think about dual axis? Did you watch that video that Michael Eckers put up for XP?
just a little bit. I didn't. I need to go back and watch it. I hadn't got to watch the full video on it. I know we had the Rudis Versa, and we used that dual what was it called on the Versa? I can't remember, but it was similar to the dual axis.
Right.
I don't know if it's. I'd say if you were in an open area and you were listening for deep signals, then that would be helpful. As far as hunting in iron, I don't know how helpful that's going to be because
Yeah.
it's a non-motion tone. So, um, but yeah, hunting open areas like a open park or a field or the beach, I could
Right.
see where that would be helpful dual
Okay.
axis.
All right.
So,
So, have you tried Morph One, Michael? I mean, I know you've been with me on a couple occasions, but have you tried Morph One at all?
just a little bit. I haven't used it a whole lot. Mostly Morph 2 is what I've used.
Right.
Um, but
So
yeah, I mean,
there was a good question by Detect Meister. He says, "How long does your detector stay charged if you haven't used it in months?" Just something that he was thinking. Can you help out Detect Meister? I really all depends on the machine in some cases, right, Michael?
right. Um,
Since we have the Deus 2 and the
to lose
Manicore, you could.
battery from sitting there, basically from just sitting there. Does it lose battery? Is that what he's asking?
That's what he's asking, I believe.
Um, I hadn't let it go probably over a month or two. I would think.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
not. I'm not sure on that. But the lithium ion batteries, they seem to hold up pretty over time pretty well.
Right. So, I think and I'm gonna be honest with you. I think my Manicore battery drains faster than my Deus 2 battery.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't think that?
no, it definitely does.
But I will say this: that Legend 2 battery, that thing will go for days.
Yeah,
Which I've seen that already too. Um, and it seems like the Manicore battery, as far as lifespan, I don't know that I don't know how long you're going to be able to go before you have to probably replace that battery. What do you think about that, Michael?
You talking about on the Legend too?
No, I'm talking about on the Manicore.
On the Manicore.
Right. I'm starting to see some people start to complain about a little bit about that.
Well, the nice thing about that, I know that Mike was telling me this from LMS. He was saying that it was a lot easier to change the battery on the Manicore than it was like the 800 in the past. So I don't think it's going to be as big of a deal to change the battery on the Manicore. I don't know how much it is, but yeah. And I mean, I've heard people say their battery life. It's like your cell phone. You know, you have it for a couple of years, and your charge gets down to 80% of what it was. You know, where you can only charge it up to 80% full. So I
Right.
would say that's probably the case there, and eventually you'll have to swap out and get a new battery. But
These are
like
some
I said,
great these are some great questions, by the way. And again,
yeah,
those are the types of questions that Michael wants too for you to submit. Bubba Smith said you shouldn't let it sit for months. Get out and use it. Yeah, well, hopefully, but some of us do have extenuating circumstances.
right. I understand that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I get it 100%. And I don't think I've ever let my machine sit too terribly long. But even some of the machines that I have let sit for a fairly long time, they don't lose a ton of power over time. But if you hadn't used it in 6 months or over a year, then yeah, it's probably the battery's gonna die on it eventually. You know, so
right.
I don't. Yeah, so. But he's exactly right. Just got a replacement battery for the HF2 coil. The original battery sucked. That's
Huh.
interesting.
I have heard of a couple of people saying they had a problem with the battery on the HF2, but luckily it's easy to switch out, you know, in the
Right.
shaft.
Right. Yeah, because it's in the shaft. So yeah, you can switch that out in a hurry. And I like that design. I actually like that design a little better than the battery being in the coil. Don't you, Michael?
I do. I think that helps with the EMI mitigation as well on that
Right.
on that particular coil over the the black FMF coils. Um, and we know that HF2 coil is it's probably one of the best machine running that coil in the EMI areas that I've ever seen. I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah.
super quiet.
Well,
You
well,
know?
Michael, I love that HF2 coil. That's been my baby. And the funny thing was, we started out saying, "Hey, this is an accessory coil," but I find me not taking that coil off of my machine, Michael.
Yeah,
Don't you find the same thing too?
yeah. I mean, I leave
And,
it on there most of the
and
time.
part of it is because of the sites that we hunt, and they're loaded with iron, and we're always looking for any advantage that we can get in iron. And that HF2 coal really does a great job in really trashy iron sites as well as maybe trashy park sites. I know
Right.
Digging Dude loves running it in his trashy park sites as well. So, but
That's
anyway,
another thing. You know, probably colder weather. If you're out hunting in colder weather, it takes a toll on your battery life as well.
right. And it depends on the programs too that you're running too, Michael. Some programs, if they're running at lower frequencies, they're going to drain your battery faster. Um,
Yeah.
and that's just a given. So if you ran deep high conductor on your Deus 2, then you're probably looking at your battery not lasting as long. If you run your backlight on the whole time, if you run, if you're in a site where there's tons of trash and your speakers having to work almost full time, then that's going to take an impact on that battery life. So there are so many things that are going to affect battery life on a machine. So Austin Bradley says, if it's not on, how can the battery drain? You want to explain that one, Michael?
You talking about as far as as far as having it set up.
Yeah.
It's just a memory of that particular battery. You know, you have to. It's a charge cycle with the particular battery like in your phone. Um, a lot of people, and it's good to let them run all the way down and charge them all the way back up, or at least I would say you at least want to charge it when it gets below 50%, or not let it get below 50% a whole lot is what I understand. Is that right, Brian?
Yeah, definitely don't want to let it get below 50. And once it gets below 50, it's going to start draining fast after
Yeah,
that. Usually it does. Just Dig
that's like
Deeper
my
says,
gas
yeah, I
tank.
know. Just
It's
Dig
below.
Deeper says, do they make a battery bank that you can plug into the XP Deus too?
Um, Not that I know of, because you had to have that particular
You got to have the
charge.
cord. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to have the cord. So that would be tough. I don't know. You could do it, but it would not be very. It probably wouldn't be very practical in a lot of ways if you did
right.
do
It's
it.
3 prong
Yeah, I know.
hookup to it. So
But I can say this: I've never really had a problem with the Days 2 dying on me. Have you ever run your battery completely out on your Days 2?
not that I can remember,
No,
and I've
and you
run it
definitely
all.
not on your pinpointer. That pinpointer will last forever. I
I've
mean,
run out of battery before it did.
I know you can go forever on that. Digging Dude says guys that I know that use the Manicore on a long 7 to 8 hour hunt needs to use external battery pack. And he's exactly
Yeah.
right. You know
Mhm.
that's the advantage of the Deus 2 with the better battery as far as that goes. But again, you got to remember that Manicore is running that big old screen, and that's hogging a lot of its battery power, and supposedly it has more power going to the coil as well. So again, it's going to die faster, and it takes a lot longer to charge than the Deus 2 or the Legend 2 in a lot of ways, right, Michael?
That's right.
Yeah.
And I
So
even, I had a suggestion in the past, and we talked about it with the Manicore, where when you're hunting and it gets a non-ferrous signal, the screen will brighten up and then it will dim back, kind of
right.
like a adaptive
Well,
screen setting
Well,
on it.
and I've always said this. Why don't they have something that when your battery gets below a certain level that it decreases other things that
Power
you don't
saving mode.
necessarily, yeah, a
Yeah.
power saver. That would be a great feature to have on the Manicore. It'd be a great feature for any machine actually. So
Right.
those are great points. Drummond Detect says my HF1 is still going strong. I love that HF1. There's Tanya Elliott. Glad to have Tanya in the house. We so enjoyed meeting her at Dig Stock. Papa Vane says I have the R&B battery pack that stays on my Manicore. I also bought the extra battery for my HF2 coil for the Deus 2. Right, and that HF2 coil, I don't know, Michael. It does seem like it does drain a little bit faster from what I've seen. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I guess it all depends on what frequency you're running
Right,
to.
right. Yeah, and again, if you're running a lower frequency with the multi-frequency, if it's set up for that, then yeah, it's going to drain a little bit faster.
Yeah, but for the most part, that coil, I mean, it's really good on battery from what I've seen.
Yeah,
We've used it all day, and I hadn't noticed a big difference in the usage on it.
right, right. Dirt Hogs, the metal detectant says the reason that there are not so many people on here tonight is because they're at the show me hunt. They could be right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
that is true. So, Gene P says, I like the HF coil and the big coil for open fields. That's a good way to look at it, Gene. I love the HF coil for high conductors and FMF coils for mid-tones. That's interesting. I like the HF2 coil for the mid-tones and the lower conductive targets,
Yeah,
which, is interesting. But think about it. If you can run an 89 kilohertz in the multi-frequency, seems like you would be able to hear those lower conductive targets better than the higher conductive targets, right, Michael?
that's right.
Yeah. But hey, Don't Tread on Me says it's working for him. I mean, you know, I don't have a problem with either one. I love it. If it's finding silver, I'll take it. If it's finding a mid conductor, a button, or a gold coin, or whatever it may be, then hey, I'm gonna go with it. But I really love that HF2 coil. So again, Button Digger says vote no in Virginia. I don't know what that's about, but hopefully I don't know. So anyway, charged my XP Deus 2 about 10 months, and it's still almost a full charge because I have no place to hunt, and all local parks are off limits. I'm sorry, Detective 925. Hopefully you can find a spot to get out and run that HF2 coil. That is an awesome, awesome coil. Yeah, don't tread on me. Said you need a long cord if you were charging it with a charge bank for sure. Can you run it while it's plugged in? That's the question. Can you run it while it's plugged in, Michael?
As far as the HF2 coil,
I don't know. I don't know. I'm assuming he might
I know
just be
you
talking
can't
about
run
the
that
RC.
one. The RC. I'm not sure, to tell you the truth.
I've never tried that, to be honest with you, because I've never had to use a power bank.
Right.
So I don't know. But I'm assuming you can. But I could be wrong. I've never tried that.
Yeah.
That's something that you need to try, Michael.
Yeah. Maybe
Hey, that's a great question for you to answer next week on your mailbag question. How about that?
Right. Yeah.
Bubba Smith says he used an external battery pack before, just strapped it on the shaft. I don't charge my stuff every hunt, and I hunt 6 to 8 hours. Is that on the Deus too, Bubba? And we had someone from Chile. And we appreciate you tuning in tonight from Chile. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. And hopefully there was some closed captions. So we spoke Spanish. I don't know. Hopefully there is. So let's see. He says if I could, Edward G says it could also be the actual battery they use in the Manicore. Could be, for sure. Mm-hmm. We got to 72. Come on, everyone, 75. We're trying to get to 75. We're at 68. We're only going to go about 5 more minutes. It's going to be an hour and a half. And Michael and I are missing our Braves, and it's in the 6th inning, and the Braves are winning 4-0. So, Button Digger says he carries 3 detectors. No worry about drain. That's sort of what I do, Button Digger. If I do lose one, then I just go grab another. But some of us aren't in that type of situation. It's always on standby as the coils flash on the Deus 2, even when they are not in use. That's right. Yeah, on the Deus 2, it's always using. I have a battery pack for my Manicore. Right. You got to. I mean, if you're going to hunt longer than 6 or 7 hours, you're probably going to have one. What do you guys use to stop tick bites? Any tips? There you go, Michael. That's right up Michael's alley. So, Michael, handle that one.
Well, E.O. Digger, he had his Permethrium is the name of it. And it's, you can't put it on your skin. You just want to put it on your clothes. And it really works. I've used it, hunting in the early season and metal detecting. So it does work. You just want to treat your clothes and your shoes. Don't put it on your skin. Because
Right. So Clint H says, yeah, we need an update for a battery saver. Right. So that was a good point that you guys brought out tonight, that maybe we do need some sort of battery saver thing for the Manicore, for the Deus 2, for some of these other machines, especially for those of us that hunt a lot longer. Would have to deep dive into the battery specs to compare the differences between detectors for sure. Sure, Edward G, that's right. He says, yes, if you find a house site, break out the HF. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. What's the smallest coin XP, or I think he meant coil, XP makes for the Deus 2? Right now, it is that HF2 coil. Right, Mike?
Yeah, which is 9 by 5.5, I think, right?
Yeah. The Ill Digger says, Promethean is highly toxic, but it's best for tick prevention. Thank you for sharing that. We just shared that a few minutes ago. HF2 coil is the smallest. Gene is right. Yes, Brian, on the Deus 2 and just on the coil, right. Thank you, Bubba, for sharing that. So he says that can be done. I have a Manicore and just bought WS6 stereo with HF2, and I've got the WS6 stereo, which I'm going to pair it with a pair of WSA2 um, stereo, and so that'll make the lightest setup that you could possibly have for the Deus 2, other than just taking the remote off. And so I'm looking forward to playing around with that. Zapper says if you're out in the woods, you better wear boots and tuck your pants legs inside the boot. That helps the most. Very good. Thank you for sharing that,
Yeah.
Zapper. A friend of mine from Chile said, eat some chili with cold Bud Light, Braves lose. Button digger, you're hurting our feelings. It's 4-0. The Braves are winning, and we're excited. So, anyway, well, Michael, we didn't get to 75, but you know what? We're still going to do a giveaway. What do you think?
I think you need to.
Okay, so Michael, we've got a number between 1 and 70. We're not gonna do the other thing tonight. We're just gonna do something very simple. So Michael, I want you to come up with a number between 1 and 70 since we got 67 people in here. So we're gonna do 1 and 70, and we're gonna do a little giveaway tonight, and it's a giveaway for Michael one of these great Southern Relic Adventures patches. Now, this is an iron-on patch, Michael, that they can put on a bag, or you can put on a shirt if you would like to. But you can iron these on, and so these are pretty big patches too, by the way. But we're going to give away a patch tonight, a Southern Relic Adventures patch. We're at 70 right now. So if you would like to get in on the drawing, Michael's got a number right now in his head. I don't know what it is. Michael will have to tell you what the number is going to be. But we're going to give away a Southern Relic Adventures patch. And Michael, you come up with a number right now. First person to get that number,
I've already got it. We've already
wins
got
the
a
patch.
winner. We've already got a winner.
We already got a winner. Michael said we already got a winner. But what?
Yeah.
Let's make sure, because if that person's not here, Michael, then this goes to whoever else. So we're going to give everybody a chance, okay? So go ahead, submit your numbers. We might give away 2 of these, Michael. 2 iron-on patches for tonight's Southern Relic Adventures patch. You can put it on your shirt. You can put it on a bag. You can put it, I don't know if you can put it on a hat. It'd be too big for a hat. But these are nice big patches, really nice. And you can iron these on. These are iron-on patches, which are really, really cool.
Do you have any more of the stickers, Brian?
Yes, I do have some stickers too. So yeah, we'll give away. I don't have them in here with me, but we'll give away a Southern Relic Adventures sticker with it tonight. So maybe we'll do 2 of these tonight. How about that? Since we didn't get to 75, we will do a patch and a sticker. So we'll do 2 of these. And Michael's got the number in his head. He says that somebody's already come up with the number, but we'll do a second giveaway. So Michael can pick another number, and the first person that put that number up, Michael, you got to pay attention to the chat, Michael.
Yeah.
we're putting a lot of pressure on you.
Well, you want the first winner?
Let's give them a few minutes to put in their thing. So we're going to give away a nice, beautiful patch, and we're going to give away a Southern Relic Adventure sticker. Those will come to you in the mail. So again, if you are the lucky winner tonight of a Southern Relic Adventures patch and sticker, then make sure that you enter your email address and send it to me at sransc@gmail.com. There it is down here below. If you are the lucky winner, and there will be 2 lucky winners tonight for a Southern Relic Adventures patch and sticker. And I don't have the stickers in here with me, Michael, but they're nice stickers. They're black. You can stick them on anything. I stuck them on the back of my computer. I've got them on cups. I've got them on all kinds of stuff, but really cool looking stickers as well. So thank you guys for being here tonight, and hopefully you enjoyed the show, and hopefully Michael and I gave some information. Don't forget about the Relic report. Submit your finds to Michael. You can go back and fast forward or rewind to Michael's email address, and you can send him those finds. If you've got a question that you would like for us to go over on the live stream, then you can ask the question for the mailbag, Michael's mailbag. So again, but we are going to give away, we're going to give away 2 of these patches tonight, and we are going to give away you'll get a sticker and a patch tonight. So there's 2 of them for you guys, and these are iron-on patches, so you can iron these on to your whatever you want to iron them on to. So there you go. So we got a few people putting it in, Michael. Oh, they want the Palmetto Historian. And and I'm glad you brought that up, Clint. I do have content coming for that. It will probably be as I get closer to summer before I start throwing tons of things on there, but we will have some things coming for the Palmetto Historian. That is a cool logo. I understand why people would want that. So we are going to get some T-shirts made up of the Palmetto Historian thing, which is really cool. It's excellent. Michael, they want you to tell your email address again. I'm going to share this up here. So there's Michael. Michael, share your email address.
It's ncrelichunter223@gmail.com.
Right. So if you're going to submit any finds and you're going to submit a question, send it to ncrelichunter223, and Michael will answer those questions, and he will pick 2 finds from the finds that have been submitted. So definitely do that, and we would appreciate it, and we will get those up on our show. So thank you, Clint, for bringing up the Palmetto Historian. And if y'all don't know what Clint's talking about, this is our other channel that we've started. There it is. That's the Palmetto Historian channel, which that's a really cool logo, isn't it, Michael?
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. And I do have to get some T-shirts made up, but yes, that's the Palmetto Historian, and we are going to be sharing some history-related content on that channel as well. And go check it out. We have put up a couple things on there, but we got more. So, all right, Michael, who was your first? What was your first number, and who was the first winner of a patch and a sticker?
It was 45, so it was Edward G.
Edward G is the winner of a patch and a sticker. So, Edward G, you need to submit your address to sransc@gmail.com, and we will get you out a patch and a sticker from Southern Relic Adventures. So, Michael, what was your second number, and have you seen that number pop up?
It was 24.
24. So,
yeah,
did 24 pop up, Michael? And who's the winner of our second
one? Yeah, the first one for the second number was Chris Engel.
Chris Engel? What? So, Chris Engel, congratulations. You got a Southern Relic Adventures patch, and you got a sticker coming to you. Again, email those to me at sransc@gmail.com. Name and address, and we will get a sticker and a patch out to you. Here's the great stickers, and these are these are the great patches, excuse me. These are the iron-on, so they're super, super nice, and you can put them on anything, a shirt, you can put them on a bag, whatever it is that you choose to do, or you can have them sewn on.
I had 24, that's right. We had 45 and 24 were the 2 numbers.
That's awesome. So congratulations to Chris Engel. And who was the first one, Michael?
Edward G.
And Edward G. So thank you guys so much for being a part of our channel, and thank you for participating in our giveaway.
It's pouring down rain here, which that's good. We needed it. Washing this falling away.
Yes, we definitely need the rain. So again, don't forget about the Relic report. sending those finds to Michael. Don't forget about the mailbag. Ask questions to Michael, and we will answer them on our live stream. Make sure you leave your name and all the information that we are asking for. And again, if you got any questions, email Michael. So that's his segment, and that's going to be part of our show from here on in. We're going to pick a couple of finds each week, and we're going to pick a couple of questions to answer from the mailbag segment as well as from the Relic Roundup. So we look forward to sharing that great segment with you guys as well, and making this one of the most interactive shows on YouTube as far as metal detecting goes. So thank you guys so much for all of you that that participated tonight. We appreciate you, Clint. Thank you so much. They want to know whatever happened to your pink shirt. I can't get him to wear that pink shirt, Joe Dirt.
I don't have one.
Yeah. Thank you, Austin. We appreciate you, and
I gotta
God bless to
find
you
one.
too as well. Thank you so much. Edward G says it's raining here also. Really like the new show, guys. Thanks, and have a nice weekend. Thank you, old timer. Share those finds with Michael. Share those questions with Michael. We want to feature you guys as you guys make our show go. And we appreciate each and every one of you being here every Friday night and being a part of our show and being a part of our program. It really means the world to us. Stay tuned. We got all kinds of great content coming. I'm headed out on a hunt tomorrow. I've got a lot of video up on the channel. So if you're new and this is your first time joining in tonight, then definitely go and check us out. Give us a like and subscribe. We would appreciate it. We can be found on other social media platforms, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're on all of those too, so you can go check out our content there. And again, we're looking forward to the summer, and we're looking forward to getting out, metal detecting, having a great time. So thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. We're going to go and watch the Braves now, Michael, right?
Right.
Yeah, we're going to go watch the Atlanta Braves, and let's see if we can pull them through for a win. It's still 4-0 in the 7th inning, and we might even tune in for a little bit of basketball here too, Michael, right?
We might.
Right. So,
Might.
right, and we've got yes. Thanks for the video with HF2 and stereo. If you're interested in the 4.1 software and you're interested in multi-processing, go check out our live stream that we have with Mr. Michael Eckers from XP Metal Detectors. It's a great live stream. It's probably one of the most informative on YouTube. So go check that out if you have a Deus too.
And don't forget to mention Mike at LMS.
Oh,
also.
yes. Oh, my gosh. We didn't mention our good friend. Don't forget, two guys, LMS Metal Detecting for all of your metal detecting needs. Mike is a great guy, too, as you guys are heading out. I know a lot of people have signed off. But LMS Metal Detecting for all things metal detecting related. Mike is super to deal with, and he is an awesome guy. So if you're looking for anything metal detecting related, check out LMS Metal Detecting. He's a great supporter of our channel, and we appreciate Mike so much. We just had so much going on tonight, Michael. So, but again, go check out LMS, and we appreciate him for supporting our channel. And there's his website, and there's his phone number down there at the bottom. So definitely check that out. And guys, that's going to wrap our show for tonight. Thanks for being here. We appreciate each and every one of you. And we look forward to coming to you again live next Friday night with another great metal detecting show. Share those finds, share those questions. Michael will get those taken care of. And we're going to have a lot of other great information that we're going to be sharing next Friday night. So we appreciate you. Take care. Have a fantastic weekend. Go out and find some amazing things. Enjoy metal detecting. Enjoy the hobby. We will catch you guys real soon on our next adventure. Take care, guys, and have a fantastic rest of your weekend.
Good night, guys.